Welcome back, y'all. So this just wanted to do a quick walk around and talking about what I know about this Mustang so far. Talk about what I have planned for it. So it's a 91 GT 5-speed car. Yes, it's still filthy because it's not running at the moment. But under this 10 years worth of dust and dirt, it is a pretty solid car. It was really a true barn find. It's 5-speed. It's got an aftermarket clutch, shifter, clutch quadrant, stuff like that. As you can see, it is sitting on OEM 10th anniversary Cobra wheels. The previous owner had it for about 18 years, and at some point had a 03 Cobra that he also did stuff with, so sympathize with that. But those are the wheels off of this Cobra. So he did a 5-lug swap at some point, which is awesome. Because that's something that, you know, my previous Foxes I always intended to do, but just didn't really ever want to spend the money. So, going over it, it's got 78,000 miles. It hasn't rolled over. On these, the odometer doesn't show the 100,000 mile, but this one's a solid 28 or 78,000 mile car. Pretty much everything was here when I got it. The battery, which the seller advertised, was bad battery, and sure enough, it was deader than a doornail. So put a cheap battery in it for now, just so I could test some things. Put a better battery in it later. As of right now, it is, again, not really running yet. It's needs a new fuel pump. So we've got a fuel pump coming on the way, which is, I'm going to go ahead and, we went ahead and went with an Aeromotive 340, bigger pump, give us plenty of fuel headroom on, as far as the fuel pump goes, for down the road. I'm going to have to actually set y'all down for a minute, because I'm going to have to read off the notes. So, actually, I'll just do it this way. So, I'm going to read my notes here off the advertisement. It's a 306, so at some point the pistons have been bored over. I will probably, when I change the spark plugs and do a tune-up on it, check to see what kind of pistons it look like it have in it. It says it has trick flow heads. I can't verify that. I don't see any trick flow markings on the heads. However, they are aluminum heads, so they are aftermarket of some kind. It has obviously a trick flow street heat intake. Still running the stock throttle body though. That's weird. He says it has an E303 cam in it, which is an old Alphabet cam. Not the best for making power, but again, really don't care about that at this point. I'm just going to try and get it on the road. Has Bassani short tube headers, off-road X-pipe, and Flowmaster mufflers. Yeah, so, and aside from that, I know, like I said, it has the 5-lug swap. It does have adjustable shocks. I haven't had a chance to really look at it all, but it does have adjustable shocks, front and rear, of some kind. Not really sure which ones. It does have some upgraded spark plug wires, but eventually I'll change those out anyway. Some of the things I know it needs. Well, obviously, I do know it needs a fuel pump. I've already gone through all the diagnosing electrically to narrow it down to the fuel pump, why it's not getting fuel. The Fox bodies, they have like 5 different things, and I will do a video on that, that it could be as to why the fuel pump's not working, but I've already took my voltmeter and tested all that stuff to rule that out, and it is actually the fuel pump, which is understandable. This thing sat for like 5 to 10 years. Didn't really get a solid answer on how long. So the gas is probably bad in it. The fuel pump's probably gunked up. So I'll be swapping the fuel pump, and I'll also be doing the upgraded wiring to the fuel pump, which will kind of eliminate some of the problems. What else? So obviously the bumper's not on all the way. I'll have to get a bumper hardware kit to get it up there. The bumper support is actually in the shop. It came with it separate, so I'm guessing probably gotten a fender bender and went to replace the bumper, but didn't really do it all that well. It is missing a fan. I guess he was going to do an aftermarket fan. I don't know. However, I'm actually going to be putting a new fan in it. I will probably just do a clutch fan rather than an electric fan for now, because it still has the factory alternator, which those are not very good alternators. So until I get an alternator upgrade, it's probably going to get a clutch fan just to eliminate the extra load on the battery, or the alternator. Doors and whatnot on this car are extremely solid. Really, the interior is incredible on this car for a Fox body. It does have white face gauges. Cool, not really a big deal. Obviously, you have to get a new radio. I'm probably going to do a double din conversion and put a double din in. I'm also planning on getting probably LMR's cup holder center console that has the USB, and then wire that in so I can do CarPlay and whatnot. But the cool thing is, like, that's one of the reasons why I knew this car was pretty good is, like the ashtray lid. It's not broken, so I'm gonna baby that. Get this out of the car so it doesn't break. Passenger seat, the rear seats are great. Everything in the car is pretty much intact, in awesome shape. Even the underside of the dash steering column. This I had out because I was checking fuses. Don't mind that. That's actually, I've got that right over here somewhere to put back. But this car is actually in really good shape. This is probably the cleanest one I've looked at before that I've actually considered buying. It is filthy. However, I'm not going to wash it just yet because I want to get it running first. Honestly, it is filthy, I know, but it does need new tires. We got 2 new tires already on the way, and I already still had 2 tires, the same kind, the Nitto 555 Gen 2s off the old set of wheels I had on the Cobra that were still in great shape. So get those and get the other ones put on. Obviously, the trim piece for the door is falling off. That happens. They're only held on by 2 strips of tape. So I'm gonna, once I get the car cleaned up, I'll retape that up to the door. Yeah, that's most of what I know, because all I've really done so far is get it off the trailer and try to get it started, with the new battery, and then diagnosing the fuel pump issue. I haven't jacked the car up once yet. Haven't really been under it that much. So there's probably more to it, but for now, this is kind of where I'm starting. Like I said, I know it needs a fuel pump. I know it's going to need a fan. And then we're going to go from there. Obviously, I need to get new wipers, because he didn't drive it in bad weather, so he took the wipers off. Cool, I just wish he'd have had them. But it's no big deal. They're like $60 for the arms and the wiper blades. Not a big deal. That pretty much wraps it up as far as I know what's going on with this car. But plans, get it roadworthy, do what I need to do. I'm only going to do what I have to do for now until I can test more things. I need to get it running first to test the alternator and other things, the AC. I'm thinking that the compressor is probably locked up because the AC compressor was disconnected. So we'll see about that. And if that's the case, I may do a 134 conversion, like Malcolm V8 just did. I got headroom and, you know, finances to do that, which, because AC is important in Arkansas. So I'll, you know, see where that's at. You know, just get it roadworthy, get it to where I can drive it. I am going to drive it. We'll drive it pretty regularly. I'm not going to go crazy power or anything with this car, at least not for now. Eventually, probably get a Vortec for it. Just run it like that, and maybe, you know, I don't know, maybe get my son to help me. I'm gonna get him to learn how to work on cars with this thing. He liked the last one we had several years ago. Originally intended to make that his car, but it needed too much work. So, you know, this one's a lot better off starting. So maybe that'll be what this ends up being. But anyway, this is where we're at. We'll more videos to follow, obviously. Y'all will be here when it happens. So, until next time, I'll be back.